If your creative process was a song, what would it be?
I would say that it's a jazz jam session.
Jazz jam session.
We get together as artists. Mm-hmm. I always felt a little insecure about this, but as a director, I don't know how else to work. I'm not comfortable with being the leader necessarily, which is hard because I am the leader.
Yeah.
The same thing happens to me in class.
Yeah.
I forget that I'm the boss. Because my feeling is I'm getting together with a bunch of artists and we're figuring it out. We're trying shit, and we're trying stuff. If you want to not say shit,
trying stuff.
we're trying things, and then suddenly, almost serendipitously, we find the right combination of notes, and it's like a miracle. It's wonderful. I love serendipity. I love discovering things rather than deciding them.
So it's more like a freeform jazz.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I'm confident enough in my knowledge of theater and plays and my experience to know that I have a good general feeling about what we're doing. But the specifics are really a shared experience, and that's why I think it's like a bunch of musicians getting together to jam on a song that they all know.
So the second question is, if you weren't in theater, what would you be doing?
I think I would like to write a column for a newspaper.
That's cool.
And maybe host a radio show where I interview people.
What kind of newspaper, like radio show, would you do? Like, what would it be focused on?
Things I'm interested in. So I think my job, if I could pick a job, would be to be professionally curious.
Okay, that's cool.
So anything, like if there's a book out that I think is really interesting, I'd read it and I get to interview the author. Or if there's a musician I like, or a play that's going on, or a political subject that's interesting to me. My job on the radio would just be get that person to talk to and then just talk to them. And then if nothing was interesting to me that week, I would just like read from a novel or play music. So my job would be just to explore things that were interesting to me.
Okay, what's your favorite thing about your job?
The students.
Yeah. What about them?
I love seeing them grow. I feel a kindred spirit with them because I was once that person who just discovered the theater, and it's like seeing someone falling in love. Mm-hmm. And I get so much energy from the students and I can guide them in that, and maybe in some ways where I felt I wasn't, but although I had really good mentors. Yeah. I feel like, even though I'm like 40 years older than them at this point, I feel like I understand my students and I try to anyway. And I mostly want to help them. I mean, it sounds weirdly altruistic, but it's really kind of selfish in a way. It makes me very happy to see a student achieve something that, even when I was a student, I used to love seeing my classmates, make it grow and get better. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and last question. Do you have a favorite memory from your early years at FIU?
The first play I directed here was a play that was given to me by the chair at the time. Mm-hmm. I hadn't read it before. It's a play called Elia Mosnary by Lee Blessing.
Okay, I've heard of it.
It's a three-woman play written by a man. He dedicates the play to his wife, and it seems to be not that I'm a woman, but it seems to me it's very insightful into how women are. It's three generations. It's a little girl and
the mom and
the grandmother, and they go across time and space all the time throughout the play. The play's not in chronological order. And I cast the play, and nobody told me. We weren't organized like we are now.
Yeah.
They never told me when to start rehearsal, so I just started rehearsal. And we rehearsed for like 9 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And then afterwards, when we did the play and everything, I was like, oh, we really worked a lot. It was like they were so trusting of me when I arrived here.
Yeah.
I went to have dinner with Leslie Ann and Philip. Leslie Ann had just been here for like a year. Uh-huh. and Philip had been here 10 years. And ostensibly it was to tell me what I'm supposed to do with this acting class that I was teaching. And we just never talked about the class. And I got done with it, and I said, well, what do you want to do with the class? He goes, whatever you want to do, go do it. Go teach it. We hired you. And it was really lovely at the time that they trusted me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I was a novice. I'd been doing theater for 15, 20 years at that point, but they just gave it over to me, and it was great to feel like I was part of developing this department, because it was relatively young at the time and my input was important. And so I felt like it made me stay here.
Yeah.
I really thought this.
It felt like already like you're part of the group.
Yeah, I was really accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's weird to be sort of like the old fogey now, because I always felt like I was a new person, sort of. But I still feel like I have a hand in shaping what the department is. And that makes me very excited about it. Every time I come to my job, I'm very excited. I'm terrified and upset and worried and all the kind of things that anybody has with any job. But I know that I can come and I can do what I want to do for the most part.
Yeah.
And I can have confidence in what I do.